Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 86 of Pokemon Horizons titled The Rising Voltacklers vs. the Explorers just dropped, and in this episode, our heroes take on the Explorers as Gideon gets closer to what he wants. How will this battle shake out? Let's talk about it. We see Gideon driving his wheelchair heading towards the crystal while muttering to himself about Laqua, betrayal, and wanting Laquium as the eternal blessings. In front of the broken barrier from last episode, the Explorers have arrived, and Friede and the kids are separated. They learn from the Explorers that they always knew where Laqua was. They've been watching over these lands for some time, and Liko remembers the building she saw while climbing Mount Kumari. However, they needed something to break the barrier, which is why they were after Terapahos, and they basically were manipulating our heroes' journeys to where they are now in order to break this barrier. However, Liko rejects this premise, saying that her adventures with her friends and her Pokemon are hers. They came here for Terapahos specifically, not because of any ploy by the Explorers. Regardless, the Explorers want to now get rid of our heroes, so they're going to battle. There are two main battles here, Spinel vs. Friede, and Coral, Sidian, and Chalce vs. Roy, Liko, and Dot. Let's start with the Spinel vs. Friede battle. This one's the more tactical battle. It starts off with a standard battle at first until Spinel has his BEM use Thunderbolt on Charizard. Cap comes in and absorbs the electricity, showing us that Cap has Lightning Rod as its ability. Seeing this, Spinel counters by having Umbreon use Snarl to lower Pikachu's special attack. When Cap goes for Volt Tackle, BEM counters with Skill Swap in order to take the Lightning Rod for himself. This puts Friede in a bad situation now, as Pikachu's kind of useless. So, Spinel has Umbreon and BEM just go after Charizard. Cap tries to sneak away and attack Umbreon from a different angle, but BEM teleports in front of it to protect it with Lightning Rod. So, Friede has to think on his feet. He has Pikachu jump on top of Charizard and use Double Team to block Umbreon's vision. Pikachu is able to get on top of Umbreon and hold on to it. Friede then terrestrializes Charizard into Dark type to counter BEM. He then has Cap use Thunder Punch, and BEM teleports in front to try and protect Umbreon with Lightning Rod, but then Friede has Charizard use Terra Blast on Umbreon and Cap, and in turn, it hits the BEM that teleported in front, KOing it. Spinel is surprised that Friede would sacrifice his Pikachu, but then is shocked when he sees that Pikachu is just fine, and that's because Skill Swap gave Pikachu BEM's ability, Telepathy, which allows it to not get hit by its allies' move. When Spinel demands to know how he knew BEM's ability, Friede just says it was a hunch, saying no matter how much data he has on him, he can't beat them. This upsets Spinel greatly, who then has Umbreon try to use Snarl, but Friede has Cap use Volt Tackle, a physical attack move, in order to KO Umbreon. On the other battle, our heroes are shocked when they see Coral bring out Screamtail. The other two then bring out their respective Pokemon in Garganacl and Medicham. The first bit of the battle is not in our heroes' favor. Coral and Sidian have good double strategy with Boom Burst and Wide Guard, so Garganacl doesn't take damage from Screamtail's Boom Burst. It also has Play Rough for close range combat with Crocalor. Meanwhile, Dot can't seem to land a hit on Chalce's Medicham, who buffs itself with Calm Mind and dodges all of Quaxwell's attacks before firing back. And Liko's Florigato's moves are too predictable. Garganacl is able to block all of Florigato's Magical Leaf with Stone Edge, and later Garganacl doesn't even fall for her setup for Sucker Punch. The first person to come up with the strategy is Dot, who has Quaxwell use Aqua Cutter to make the waterfall all around Medicham, so that eventually Medicham loses footing. And that works when Medicham tries to dodge some air cutters from the side, and it trips on the water on the floor. Quaxwell is then able to get a giant hit in with Aqua Cutter. Seeing Dot's strategy works inspires Liko, and she decides to switch up her movements. She has Florigato move from tree to tree using her vine and using acrobatics to do damage. However, Sidian just uses recover to recover the damage. He says that he doesn't want to drag this battle on longer, so he terrestrializes Garganacl. He uses Stone Edge to clear out the area to get closer to Florigato. However, just then, Liko uses Sucker Punch, and before Florigato gets hit by Salt Cure close range, it's able to trip Garganacl with its vine. When Garganacl goes down, Liko finishes it off by having Florigato use a giant magical leaf. Roy gets fired up seeing this, and his strategy is just to go head on with Flame Charge over and over against Screamtail. Eventually, it misses a Flame Charge while going for it, but then uses that momentum in order to fly in the air and attack with Flamethrower. This enrages Coral, who then also terrestrializes her Screamtail. Roy continues with Flame Charge close range, and then switches to Disarming Voice as Screamtail is going from Boom Burst. It's able to overpower the Boom Burst and send it flying back, KOing Screamtail in the process. As Sidian says to Chalce, the kids are inspiring each other and getting stronger that way. Spinel admits defeat to Friede, but before Friede can respond to him, he's gone. And that's when the ground shakes and we see that in the sky, a massive pink formation is forming. Even Terapahos comes out of its Pokeball. The episode ending with our heroes seeing this Laquium starting to form from a distance. A very abrupt ending, but this episode felt like it needed one in order to drum up the dramatic tension for next episode. This is a battle-focused episode, so there isn't too much other opinion I have besides what I just just thought of the battles themselves, and I will say that I like the battles here. The animation could have been much better, but in terms of the actual battle strategy, I really liked it. It showed off the strengths of all the battlers involved, both the good guys and the bad guys, and all the pairings of the battles also made sense. Spinel and Friede are both extremely smart characters, but Friede has more field experience, which shows through. Meanwhile, Dot is really smart, as so is Chalce, but Dot is more of a tactician that can come up with unpredictable strategies, while Chalce is more of a calculated person. Sidian and Liko are both characters who want to protect others, so their style is just about that. And Roy and Coral are both headstrong characters who just want to keep attacking over and over again. Everyone's characteristics were well shown off, and we got some clever battle tactics shown off too. All of that made for a really well choreographed battle, with the only issue being the lack of animation that I talked about. And the episode's ending adds to the intrigue of what's going to happen next, and I can't wait to see how this arc will proceed, because I really want to know how they're going to be able to stop this crystal. But what about you guys? What did you guys think about this episode? Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, be sure to like, share, subscribe. That's it. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.